Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Today is a continuation of Lord Yogi Ram's Soul of Yogi Ramsuratkumar, written by P.L. Tenappan Ramanan. Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar miracles. Miracles in construction work. In our spiritual history, when the Lord was alive, erupting a statue was never happened. Earlier for Vaishnava Acharya Ramanujar, after that it happened only to Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar. It is noteworthy. Ponkamara Swamiji got that opportunity because of Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar grace. When Kanimadam, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Manthralayam Kumbhabhishekam occurred on September 1st, 1993, on that day, registration of Tiruvannamalai Ashramam land is done. Tiruvannamalai Ashramam and Kanimadam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Manthralayam is the two eyes of Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar. Ponkamaraj Swamiji said frequently, Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Kanimadam Manthralayam flooring to purchase marble stones. Arpukote Chandra transport owner Mr. Chandrasekharan wished to get the marble stones from Rajasthan. For purchasing the stones Mr. Chandrasekhar, Mr. Kanagavel Raj, Ponkamara Swamiji altogether planned to go to Delhi. They started from Arpukote on 25th June 1992 and reached the nearby railway station at Virudunagar. Anand Transport owner Anand Raj, Mr. Kumar and Mr. Annamalai from Madurai came into the railway station for the send-off. They boarded in the train and Mr. Chandrasekharan affixed the Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar photo in the train and everyone started chanting Yogi Ramsuratkumar mantra. On 26 June 1992, morning 8:30 am reached Chennai and stayed at Arpukote Nadar Hotel. At night 10:15 pm, there was connecting train to Delhi and they left in that train. They affixed the Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar photo in the train and chanting mantras during morning and evening on 27th and 28th June 1992. In the train, they were working professionals from Madurai. He was blissful by hearing the chants and hymns. He was provided with Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar history book in Delhi that it was too sunny, people were suffering by enormous of heat and it was reported in the newspaper and news channels. Ponkamara Swamiji was going for Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar Manthralayam work. So by the grace and blessings of Parambaral Yogi Ramsuratkumar, there was rainfall because people should not become suffocated. At Delhi, Ponkamaraj Swamiji dearest brother Pradeep and his friends welcomed and they were cooking and providing foods. Tavasi Ponkamaraj Swamiji had not gone to Delhi before. So Mr. Chandrasekharan, without worrying about the expense, they went to multiple places and had looked various marble stones. In their free times, Ponkamaraj Swamiji and Mr. Chandrasekhar participated in various programs like chanting of Rama Mantra, bhajans and listening to Valmiki Ramayanam. Mr. Chandrasekhar was meditating. At that time, he wished to have not seen Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar dance. Suddenly, an old man was listening to the bhajan, started dancing. It was an eye-chanting event. Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar himself came, danced and made his devotee, Mr. Chandrasekhar, wish true. At that sacred place, North India, Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar propagators were welcomed in traditional manner. On forehead, they kept the holy ash and worshipped. In their presence, Hanuman photo printed flag was hosted. All this because of the grace of Yogi Ramsuratkumar. Ponkamara Swamiji started from Delhi on 28th June 1992 along with Mr. Chandrasekharan, Mr. Kanagavel Rajan, Mr. Pradeep went to Kishanga, Rajasthan on the train. By the Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar grace purchased the marbles. Rajasthan is now known for mostly sunny climate. That day the climate changed drastically. It's all Yogi Ramsuratkumar grace. Because of his propagators were in purchase for Yogi Ramsuratkumar Manthralayam, from morning 9 am to evening 4 pm roamed around there And finally at RK marble purchasing work completed. Immediately marbles were loaded in a truck before 7:30 p.m. Everyone rushed into the railway station for taking the train to Delhi by 9:30 p.m. When they saw the train seats were full and it was difficult for the travel, they were clueless. At the time, TTR called Mr. Chandrasekharan by waving the hands like a known person. The TTR offered them berth tickets without reservation. And on next day morning, have you slept well? TTR asked. TTR had taken care of them like a father. They felt happy and realized it's all because of Yogi Ramsuratkumar grace. After reaching Delhi, they thought to tour the Delhi. For arranging that with Panikkar Travels, Mr. Pradeep and Ponkamara Swamiji went in a scooter. Mr. Pradeep went on overspeed and carelessly drove the scooter and they hit on the auto. Both fell on roads. The vehicles came behind was stopped. No one got hurt. They had escaped from a big tragedy because of the grace of Yogi Ramsuratkumar. After that, they visited many places in Delhi and returned by 4 p.m. When the devotees booked the train ticket for them to Haridwar, it was on a waiting list. However, when they went inside the train by seeing Mr. Chandrasekharan, devotees invited them to their compartment where they had 2 beds. It's all a play by Yogi Ramsuratkumar. 10 minutes before they started to Haridwar at the railway station lobby, one little girl from knocked backside and called Mr. Chandrasekhar and given 1 rupee coin. It was like Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar came as a little girl, goddess Lakshmi avatar, and gave the coin to Mr. Chandrasekhar. For everyone, it was a goosebumps moment. Mr. Chandrasekhar was spending more money for marble flooring at Kanimadam Manthralayam. This even narrated that he will be filled with more grace and prosperity because the little girl was goddess Lakshmi avatar. Yogi Ramsuratkumar came as goddess Lakshmi. It was a great opportunity and blessing for Mr. Chandrasekhar and his family. Yogi Ramsuratkumar was a person came to rule the world under one shelter. Yogi Ramsuratkumar was played at the Ganges river. So Ponkamara Swamiji, Mr. Chandrasekhar, Mr. Kanagavel Raj took the holy bath at Ganges river. Mr. Chandrasekhar offered food packets to saints. He found Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar as a beggar. The beggar's smile and gestures were alike to Yogi Ramsuratkumar. And Mr. Chandrasekhar witnessed Yogi Ramsuratkumar's gracious blessing. After this event, they went to worship goddess Devi through rope car. At that time, they had seen the elegant view of Gangai Mata, and Yogi Ramsuratkumar appeared as goddess Devi and gave a gracious blessings. The Lakshman Jula is a beautiful hanging bridge across river Ganges. Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar himself appeared as bearer on the hanging bridge. They visited the place called Raman Chuvadi. When they are coming around the Gita Mandir, Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar belongings were there. Yogi Ramsuratkumar is a universal father. These incidents reiterated the Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar is spread across the world. While they were entered Swami Shivananda Ashramam, they had seen the cook of Kanjangada Ananda Ashramam. Actually, Papa Swami Ramadasa came as a cook and he took to the dining hall. They met Virudanagar Sri Nirmalananda Swami, Swami Siddhananda Maharaj. Satsang is happening here. Come, let's go. Nirmalananda Swami said to Ponkamaraj and Mr. Chandrasekhar. After satsang completed, they had introduced themselves as we are devotees of Yogi Ramsuratkumar to Siddhananda Swami. Siddhananda Swami replied that I am also a devotee of Yogi Ramsuratkumar. People around there wondered by hearing that. Kanimadam Yogi Ramsuratkumarmanthiralayam construction work, pamphlet and a book about Yogi Ramsuratkumar were given to Siddhananda Swami. Furthermore, Siddhananda Swami told that he would be coming to Kanimadam and took garland from Shivananda tomb, put the garland to Ponkamara Swamiji. Also gave the puja prasadam and blessed Ponkamaraj Swamiji. Swami Shivananda used to take a bath in the Ganges river. From that place, Ponkamara Swamiji took the Ganges water, sand and stones to Kanimadam Yogi Ramsuratkumarmanthiralayam and left to Haridwar. by Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar Grace at Haridwar. There was an express bus with a seat availability, and they started to Delhi. By the grace of Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jyotir Mayanand Swami from Rishikesh, given the address of Mr. Guru Murthy, he offered food for all in his house. Ponkamara Swamiji and others performed hymns. By seeing the Om Shakti magazine article about Kanimadam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Manthralayam, Mr. Kandaswamy came forward and contributed. When Ponkamara Swamiji visited and performed bhajans, Mr. Kandaswamy also contributed ₹1,000 on that day. Ponkamara Swamiji and others returned from Delhi on 2nd July 1992. Mr. Pradeep came into the railway station to send off them. On 3rd July 1992 in the train, a Rajasthan Panditji scholar travelled with his family. Panditji was looking alike to Papa Swami Ramadasar. Apart from that, Panditji chanted Rama Mantra, spoken about Ramayanam and sang hymns. Ponkamaraj Swamiji and others also told Yogi Ramsuratkumar to Pandit and performed hymns. All this made them realize Yogi Ramsuratkumar came to meet them. Ponkamara Swamiji on 4th July 1992 reached Chennai. Mr. Chandrasekhar, Mr. Kanagavel Rajan went to meet Yogi Ramsuratkumar at Tiruvannamalai to get his blessings. Ponkamara Swamiji, while travelling from Chennai towards Madurai, co-passengers were worshipped Yogi Ramsuratkumar through Mr. Balakumaran. Ponkamara Swamiji met them and spoken to them on the train. This even occurred because of Yogi Ramsuratkumar. Later, near to Viluppuram, Mr. Kanagavel Rajan came and joined. Mr. Anandaraj, Mr. Kumar, Mr. Annamalai, Mr. Raju's father, son and daughter-in-law came to welcome Ponkamaraj Swamiji, who was returning after completing the Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar Manthralayam work at Delhi. The visit to Delhi from Arpukote was a holy pilgrimage. Marble purchasing was the reason for this. The journey was fulfilled with miracles. Ponkamaraj Swamiji said, on 25th December 1992, Kanimadam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Manthralayam Meditation Hall Foundation was laid by Rishikesh Shivananda Monastery, Universal Head Swami Siddhananda Maharaj, and in front of the devotees, he had given a spiritual speech and blessed. Miracles perceived by the devotees. Yogi Ramsuratkumar Manthralayam electrician Mr. Surya Narayanan was atheist. Once day in the early morning, on top of the Manthralayam roof, he was working. At the time he saw Yogi Ramsuratkumar appeared in the sun. He became emotional and wrote poetry simultaneously at that moment. He became a devotee of Yogi Ramsuratkumar and wrote songs and sung songs about Yogi Ramsuratkumar. When Manthralayam sculpturing work started, sculptor Mr. Verma was working on heights. Yogi Ramsuratkumar appeared and protected him from falling down. For Manthralayam construction work, marbles had come from Rajasthan in the truck. There were 12 tons of marble stones piled up in the size 5 into 6 feet. When unloading the marbles from the truck by Mr. Selva Jerubalingam, on one side there were marbles weighed 6 tons suddenly fallen on him. He screamed his body. He was crushed and his eyes were coming out. Immediately, more than 50 people were trying to rescue him, but nothing successful. He was almost dead in that time. But he was rescued and said, Yogi Ramsuratkumar rescued me. In a fraction of seconds, the 6 tons of marble fallen opposite side. In Mahabharatam, when Draupadi harassed, she said, Krishna rescue me. Immediately Lord Krishna rescued her. In similar fashion, Yogi Ramsuratkumar rescued and blessed. The people were seeing this immersed in Yogi Ramsuratkumar grace. Popular writer Dr. M.S. Udayamurthy, daughter was affected by cancer and American doctor couldn't be able to cure it. After all hope shattered by the grace of Yogi Ramsuratkumar, her cancer was cured and currently she is living healthily. On 1st December 1991, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jayanti Vida birthday festival. She was participated, shared her experience and thanked Yogi Ramsuratkumar. Chennai High Court Justice T.S. Arunachalam came to participate in Kanimadam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Manthralayam Jayanti Vida. He was instructed to participate in the event by Yogi Ramsuratkumar. On the first day night, he was staying at Kanyakumari. At that time, he was hearing continuously that children chanting Yogi Ramsuratkumar mantra. Next day, he had come to the Kanimadam temple. He had the same children's voice and the speakers of Kanimadam Manthralayam. He wondered and went inside the temple to see them. There were 4 kids around 7 years beautifully chanting Yogi Ramsuratkumar mantra. Justice T.S. Arunachalam said, yesterday night in Kanyakumari, I had heard kids chanting the mantra. Today I have seen the kids chanting the mantra at Kanimadam. It was alike. I am amazed. Yogi Ramsuratkumar grace is what we think and what we hear. Lord appears as it is. Ponkamara Swamiji, whenever and wherever he calls the Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Lord appears and showers his grace. When Ponkamara Swamiji doesn't know to sing hymns, Yogi Ramsuratkumar blends within Ponkamara Swamiji while chanting Yogi Ramsuratkumar mantra and performing hymns. And by the blessings of Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Ponkamara Swamiji has been singing and speaking proficiently. Yogi Ramsuratkumar in many situations guides on the works of Kanimadam Manthralayam and blesses. Once Professor Mr. Thinnappan, Mr. Raju, Mr. Annamalai, Mr. Kumar went to Chennai. At 2 occasions, Yogi Ramsuratkumar appeared twice. Earlier, Yogi Ramsuratkumar said, we were in trouble, no need to worry. And during the second time of his presence, I am holding the hands of Ponkamara Swamiji and standing behind him. Yogi Ramsuratkumar said in 2 different appearances. Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar came out from the statue at Kanimadam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Manthralayam and woke the temple priest. Yogi Ramsuratkumar said, the time is already up for doing the rituals for me. Go and take bath and come soon to perform Abhishekam. And Yogi Ramsuratkumar disappeared. The temple priest got up and taken bath and went to worship and performed the 5 a.m. rituals. At GR, wife Mrs. Jaya from Alvar, Trinagiri, in her dream, I am grateful to your devotion towards Krishna. In this Kali Yuga, with Yogi Ramsuratkumar mantra, I am standing at Kanimadam in a statue form. If you come there, I will give the massive appearance. Lord Perumal said and disappeared. Immediately she started to Kanimadam. The day she had come to Kanimadam was a full moon day. So there were lots of devotees were come from different cities. They performed Pada Puja. When Mrs. Jha saw the holy Yogi Ramsuratkumar idol at Kanimadam, she witnessed the massive appearance. She wondered and said to everyone and realized about the grace of Yogi Ramsuratkumar. When Kotar Annai Bhagavati came to worship Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar idol, she glimpsed that there were light rays coming from Yogi Ramsuratkumar eyes. And also Yogi Ramsuratkumar opened and closed his eyes. After witnessing, she was happy, wondered at the things happened. Kotar Annai Bhagavati said, those rays passed through the body of Ponkamara Swamiji by seeing that I am overwhelmed. During Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar Kanimadam Manthralayam anniversary of the consecrated festival, an experienced Kerala priest will come and perform various rituals and yajna. With various places holy water, Yogi Ramsuratkumar idol will be showered and anointed. At once during that time, on the Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar chest, there was a golden shade of Hindi letter Om. The devotees over there worshipped and delighted by seeing those moments. Once during Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar birthday festival, after anointing with sacred water, Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar idol wiped off completely, but there was honey flowing from his chest. Immediately the temple priest said the nearby people and everyone astonished by seeing that, and they tasted the holy honey. Near seashore, one monastery will erupt. People together participate and spread positivity A statue Lord Shiva will come. The above lines are written by Ayya Vaikunthar in Agila Thirattu epic book. Near seashore on a monastery will be erected. Many women will participate and Lord Shiva will come in the form of Lord Shiva idol. Lord Yogi Ramsuratkumar food photo frame was given by Salem Sharada College Professor Rajalakshmi. From that photo frame for many days, sacred sandal and holy ashes were keeping on coming automatically. Even today, inside the meditation hall, that photo is present. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya.